Ufuk, before we look ahead to the game against Sydney FC this weekend, the Melbourne City debrief, what did it throw up for you?
Look, I think there was a lot of positives in the way that we played. I think performance-wise, I thought we played some really good football at times. Result-wise, obviously it's a negative because we need to win games. We play games to get the result, and unfortunately we weren't clinical enough to put those opportunities away, and then we walk away empty-handed.
I think I asked you after the game whether you can train being clinical. Have you trained in any way this week around that sort of, finishing those chances?
Yeah, look, we work on the way we're going to set up and the way we're going to attack against the opponents that we play, and there's stuff that we did yesterday as well with the front third. And look, at the end of the day, the most important thing is we're getting in the right areas and we're getting the balls where we try to hurt opponents, and I think we did that against Melbourne City, and just that final execution was what let us down.
And the search for a clean sheet goes on as well. Any growing frustration around that for you?
Yeah, look, the way that we play, when you try to play attacking football, there is a risk element to it. But at the same time, the goals that we've conceded, I don't think we've been really outplayed. I think we've had enough numbers to deal with the situations that the goals that we've conceded, and we've conceded some soft and some sloppy goals. So look, that's something that we try to improve on. I think defensively it's easy to blame individuals, but I think it's a collective because the defensive work starts from the front and goes all the way through to the back. So that's something that we continue to work on, and just be able to cover the ground and try to deal with 1v1 situations.
Squad-wise, I see Finn Sermon and Ben Old have been included in a wider squad you've named for this one. What's the likelihood either of them might see some minutes?
Oldie is ahead of schedule, which is great. We're trying to push him towards this game, but we maybe thought we might need an extra week, but he's been okay in the last couple of days at training. Finn is the same. He's been modified still, not doing everything at the moment, but we'll see how today goes, and we'll go from there.
And no other issues as far as players are concerned?
No other issues at this moment.
All right. Sydney FC, it's a bit of an odd stat that they're the only side, I think, that it's taken me, 3 minutes to get to this, let's be fair, that you haven't beaten as a Phoenix coach. Is there any frustration around that for you?
Yeah, look, I think there was games that we played well. I can go back to my first season. I think it was round 2 when Libby got sent off. I thought we played some really good football. We went down 1-0, we equalised. I think Uli equalised, and then Rhino scored a freak of a goal that he probably won't score again. So it's one of those games that I think we match up well with Sydney. It's just that getting over that hurdle of winning that game against them. So great opportunity for the boys to go out there and perform and try to get a result.
In the context of the season, how important is this one on Saturday night? It's not a must-win, obviously. We're only halfway through, but how big a game is this?
Yeah, it's a very important game. Like I said, we lost our last game against Melbourne City at home, where we dropped 3 points. The reality is we'll go there to try to win the game, but it's an away game as well. At the same time, if we get ourselves in a situation where we're not able to do what we want to do, it's very important that we don't lose the game. And
Allianz Stadium, I think it's your first visit there since you left Sydney FC. In fact, I'm not sure you were even playing there when you were there. Something special about going back to a redeveloped stadium?
Yeah, it'll be nice to see the stadium. Obviously, they've put a lot of effort and energy and a lot of money into it. So, it's a brand new stadium, and hopefully the boys can get a good result.
And you've been gone from there for a while now, but is there anything still a bit special about playing against your former employer?
Yeah, it's always nice to come across also Stevie as well. I've known Stevie a long time. I made my debut at Marconi with him 25, 30 years ago. So that friendship is still there, that relationship is still there, and it's nice to see our generation coming through and doing well in the competition.
He's a coach under a little bit of pressure this season. I mean, obviously the results haven't gone quite the way he would have hoped either. Do you feel sympathy for an opposing coach? I mean, obviously when you're not trying to take 3 points off them.
Well, the reality is everyone starts the season with the same goal of finishing first, but there's 12 teams and there's only going to be one team that actually does that. So look, the pressure is, I've said this before in my first season as well, pressure is what you put on yourself and your own expectations. So there's always going to be external pressure, but we focus as coaches on what we can do and how we can influence the team and try to get the result on the weekend. So the reality is there's the pressure that's on him is the same pressure that's on me to win games. And like I said, we try to go up and set up, and then it comes down to the players trying to execute the game plan to the best of their ability.